Hey everyone, I'm John Joe at J3U University, and today we're going to dive into how to sleep for mass. And really, this is how to sleep for pretty much anyone. There'll be a few little bit more specifics for if you are a large bodybuilder in general, adding more size, and as you get bigger, you're going to run into some problems that just smaller individuals likely won't have. However, these concepts really just span beyond even bodybuilding, just for general health. So sleep is going to be your primary tool to drive recovery from everything, all the stressors of daily life, mentally get fresh. It's great for neurocognitive function, waking up feeling like you're able to focus and work the next day, but of course for muscle recovery and growth. So things to optimize sleep. We're going to hit 6 points that should stand out here, which for one is get consistent. Our body works on the circadian rhythm, which is a biological clock, and it works really well with daylight to nighttime. And basically having a set time that you're going to sleep helps sync this clock really well. And if you notice, like sometimes you're just 30 minutes, an hour off schedule, and you wake up feeling more groggy the next day, or you didn't sleep as well, it's because you're out of sync from your biological clock. So what I usually find with a lot of individuals is once they get from contest prep into the off season, it's very easy for that routine to start dropping off. And it's important to keep that routine, as that's going to keep you recovering and efficiently when your sleep is at its highest quality possible. So what I would suggest is get out your Apple, your iPhone, or whatever you have now, and set an alarm. They have actually a sleep time and wait time alarm on the iPhone, which will notify you, hey, it's bedtime. Go get in bed. And then you don't necessarily need an alarm. Hopefully, if you just can actually wake up naturally, which is ideally what we want, but otherwise set your alarm as well. So I try to set aside 8.5 to 9 hours of in-bed time. I fall asleep relatively pretty quickly, but if you need more time to kind of wind down, you should program that in as well, just to actually allocate yourself the time to even fall asleep and then have some time to wake up a little bit naturally without just having to jump out of bed with an alarm going off and not have that natural time to come awake. So get consistent with your routine. Carry that out throughout the entire year. Tip number 2, pillow mechanics. So, interesting thing, my mom always said pillow growing up. So now sometimes you might hear me say pillow, and I apologize because I think we say it as pillow. But anyway, with pillow mechanics, as you get larger, you're going to run into problems of waking up with your neck kinked or shoulder pain, or it could be hands going numb, could be lower back pain. I think I've had all these things happen, and being bigger, normal pillows and setups of just laying there in bed don't always work just right. So let's start from the head down. The head, as you get bigger and wider, your head's going to have to turn more to the side to get close to your pillow. If you're sleeping all night, if you're a side sleeper with your head cocked to the side, you might wake up feeling like your neck is a bit kinked. So a few things you can do is get a thicker pillow to bring your head up to neutral position. So I actually have a memory foam pillow. However, I put another pillow right under it to prop up my head as it should be. Now, if you are a back sleeper, same consideration here. You don't want to sleep way tilted up to where you're tucking the chin down, but also if you have some just massive traps or something, you also don't want your head way back in full extension. So again, neutral spine is the guide here. If you're a prone sleeper, stop. It's the hardest position to really sleep in for spine health and posture. So I used to be a prone sleeper, and I was able to switch. It just takes some time, some commitment, but moving to side or back sleeping would be far more ideal. Now, as far as shoulders go, so being a back sleeper, you might need to put some pillows under your arms. So you can brace these arms up to where they're not so far down by your sides. Even if you're a side sleeper, putting a pillow so you can grab onto it so your arm isn't getting smashed and your hands going numb or having shoulder pain. Some of the real issues is on the shoulder that you sleep on. You might be that guy that has the internal rotation and sleeping onto the arm because it's under the pillow. A lot of times it's because your pillow is not high enough. So correct your pillow, and then your arm can come back down to normal. However, it still might get smashed with just sleeping on it. So what you can do is put a pillow under the side of the arm that you sleep on, and and it's going to make a little pocket between your head pillow and your armpit pillow that your shoulder can sit in. And I actually have pillows that are made for this. There's like these C-shaped pillows where they actually have something you can stick your arm through. So consider that if that's an issue for you. And then the last thing I'll leave us with is just having something around the hip and the lower back. So if you're a side sleeper, putting a pillow between your legs can help keeping your lumbar spine in neutral position. Or if you're a back sleeper, putting a pillow underneath your knees can help as well. So these are just tips that you can use to build your pillow fort, your adult pillow fort, and surround yourself with if you need to improve your mechanics. But this will go huge for not waking up like middle of the night with things going numb or pain. You want good quality sleep. Tip number 3, a cool, dark, and quiet place. So 65 degrees Fahrenheit is a pretty ideal temperature to sleep in. It's pretty cool. That's actually about as cold as I have in my room. I think I'm at 67 degrees Fahrenheit, but the body needs to go into a cool temperature to fall asleep, and it'll start warming up throughout the night as well. So you might get in bed and you have all your sweats on, right? Because you're freezing in your room, and then you'll have to wake up sweating hot because you need to pull all these clothes off because there's going to be rising body temperature as you're sleeping. So go to sleep and don't have all your clothes on. It'd be better to just have your sheets on you, and then you can like just pull sheets back really easily rather than having to stand up and strip off clothes if you need to do that. Also dark. Dark is important. Again, our circadian rhythm relies on light, and so we want our room to be very dark. One thing we don't have in our room is a TV. We don't go to bed with the TV on. We don't want a bunch of blue light emission. The bedroom is for sleep and for sex, and that's it. It's not for watching TV. Keep that into the living room and don't have it in your bedroom. Blackout curtains are great as well, and have those pulled down for your bedroom too. Quiet. This is another huge one. I have yipping dogs sometimes like early in the morning, which they just want to go eat earlier than they should. So I actually have a noise canceller that I turn on and sleep with. And also I sleep with earplugs because sometimes my CPAP is so loud that it wakes me up. So I have earplugs, I have a noise machine. Hopefully you have a burglar alarm or whatever you need to, because people have asked me, well, John, what if someone breaks in? It's like, I do live in the woods. So if someone breaks in, like, man, they're really very focused on what they're doing. Hopefully my dogs bark loud enough. But anyway, quiet environment would be ideal. Number 4, if you're a bodybuilder, you know you're going to emit some heat. They have all types of ways that you can cool down. Cooling sheets, there's cooling mattresses, there's cooling blankets. There's a number of options. So look into these if you're someone that just gets really warm at night, and utilize technology that's out there. And number 5, address your sleep apnea. And this was a game changer for me back in actually 2015. This was my first like real true post-show phase. I was gaining weight, but I could sleep for 9 hours and I could take 3 naps during the day and still felt exhausted. I fell asleep behind a stoplight. I was falling asleep at my desk at work. It was miserable. I felt miserable all the time. Had a sleep study done. I had severe sleep apnea. I got a CPAP. It's like I never slept a day in my life once I had it. And now I wake up feeling fresh, rested, recovered. I'm growing better. I'm staying leaner, all because I corrected sleep apnea. Guys, this is a game changer. And so many people have it and just don't bother to even have it assessed. So it's real easy now. You don't even need to go to a doctor. You can do it all at home. Lofta. Look up Lofta, Lofta. They can send you a sleep home test to do at home. And if you are qualified for a CPAP or some other type of device, they have like some different mouthpiece devices that you can utilize now. Then you can get ones just sent to you. You don't even need to go to the office like I had to do it. And that's usually the big barrier to entry for me, is like making appointments and taking time out of my day to go do it. It's just so streamlined now. So address this issue, because it'll be the game changer for sleep and recovery, but also for health. Like you have typically people with sleep apnea can have higher blood glucose levels and A1C levels, higher blood pressure, which is more strain on the heart all night long. So if you're already putting strain on the heart because you're a bodybuilder, this is one way to start reducing your risk for cardiometabolic issues. The last point I'll leave you with is caffeine timing. And this really goes for any stimulants, but a lot of people might be training in the evening. And caffeine can stay in the system for 7 to 8 hours. So if you're training past that window before bedtime, if you're going to bed at, say, 10 p.m., if you're training past 2 p.m., you probably want to go ahead and move on to a non-stim pre-workout. Now, I know many people say, like, well, I can take my pre-workout and still go to sleep. However, sleep research has shown, even though if you have that caffeine tolerance, it's still impacting sleep quality. So even if you're falling asleep, you're still not getting as the highest quality sleep that you could be getting if you left out that caffeine. So move to your non-stimulant pre-workouts. Could still have some type of nootropics in them for focus, but leave out the caffeine. Keep that earlier in the day if you're using that. If you're the early morning trainer, no problem with that. You can still keep in your caffeine from there. There's lots of other tips that we could cover today, and I have many of them in our sleep stress management lectures in J3U Level 1, where I dive into all types of topics around what do you do about PEDs around training, around sleep, with managing estrogen or trenbolone or whatever you want to know about around that. So check those out. Questions, comments, leave them below, and I'll talk to everybody next time.